All right, man, we're going to watch you hit a few balls to start out.
Alright.
Just make a few swings, just maybe 4 or 5 just to get started.
Okay.
We'll go from there.
Alright.
So you're kind of coming across the ball
Okay.
from the top of your swing. Your backswing looks good, your setup looks good, obviously. We have this right here, it's the inside approach.
Okay.
Basically what it is you're coming a little over the top. So when you come in, if you do come over the top and make that common mistake, you're going to hit this, and it's not going to affect you with a club.
Okay.
But pretty much it's just going to give you some feedback, and after a few swings you'll pretty much learn how to just come right underneath it. So if you just want to hit a few balls,
Okay. Do you want me to go right into full swings or?
start with a few half swings. Just
Okay.
maybe going, 3/4 swing. Just start small because it might be pretty difficult to make that full swing. Warm-up sessions and practice sessions from now on start with the inside approach. Pretty much what we did here.
Okay.
3 short swings with it, maybe a few full swings, and then really try to feel that without the inside approach, because
Awesome.
that's tough. That's how it translates to on the course and
Okay.
stuff like that. All right, Jared, so I'll watch you hit a few balls. Just hit, 2 or 3 to start. What's mainly your biggest focus or your biggest problem when you play?
My biggest problem is probably definitely me hooking the ball.
Okay, so coming too far from the inside.
Yeah, definitely got good weight to the inside and then goes my hook.
Okay, awesome. So just hit a few balls and see what we're looking at. After watching you hit 2 or 3 balls, I noticed your problem, like you said, is a little too far from the inside, so that's causing that push hook, or even, if you don't turn your hands over, you're leaving it out to the right. So what I'm going to do is just a simple drill that you can do on the range and everything like that. Just right inside the ball, probably about 2 inches behind your ball, so it doesn't affect the actual contact. I'm just going to put a head cover. And that way, if you come too far from the inside, you're going to hit the head cover. That's going to give you direct feedback right there. That you're making your swing proper. So let's hit a few balls. Good, definitely coming a little more from the outside. So practice a little bit with it, using the head cover a little bit more, and you'll start making better contact. But looks good for now.
Perfect.
I'm going to watch you hit a few balls. So to recap, last lesson you were experiencing coming a little over the top, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you have trouble with. So, obviously this is going to bring out more of a flaw than with a shorter iron having the drive. So just hit a few swings and we'll see what he's saying. All right, Matt. So looked really good. You definitely made an improvement. I think you still have a little bit of problems with the driver of coming a little bit over the top.
Okay.
Just because a driver is going to, point out those problems a little more than an iron will. So I'm going to use the inside approach again. I think I worked for you pretty well with the irons. You seem to like it. And so again, you know the drill. Just take a few swings and. Okay, so let's do 2 or 3 swings without the inside approach. I think if you swing like you did with the training aid, and I think your swing's looking good. Start watching you hit a few drivers and see, just hit 2 or 3 balls to start out. Awesome. So what I see is you're still coming from the inside a little bit. So I'm just going to use the head cover drill again. And with the driver, being that it's a longer club, you're going to come from the inside a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit easier to come from the inside than with your shorter iron. So I'm just going to put that cover right there. Should be about good. Give you a little more leniency a little bit just because of it being a driver. So make a few swings with that. That's really good. Definitely not coming from the inside as much. So if you just want to move over here because Matt has to hit drivers, we'll set up the head cover and you'll just hit a few irons, moving the head cover and bring it back in if needed. No problem. Now why don't you stand over here? I'm going to demonstrate it a little bit for you so you can really.
That's what I'm looking for.
Really know what a good chip shot looks like. I'll show you a chip shot here, and just, basically you can see, you know, I guess what it looks like just visually, and you can take that to your own game. So, what you want is just, as you can see, I came through the ball really fast, and definitely made contact with the ground after the golf ball. And you know, you can't. I think the biggest thing a lot of amateur golfers or intermediate golfers is that they're afraid to keep the divot because of that chunk. They feel like if they make contact with the ground, it's just a chunk right away. So, I would definitely really focus on making ball contact first, but also taking a little divot with your chips. Because what I saw is you kind of lift up a little bit.
Yeah. So kind of down more.
Yeah, so you want to come down through the ball. And what I focus with is you want to definitely with your ears hear the clip of that ball, but take a little bit of the divot. So, as you can see, you can't see a divot, but I did hit the ground.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can hear that clip of the ball. So if you just step back in, hit a few shots.
I noticed you had your feet like really close together. What does that promote, or does it really make a difference?
Yeah, it does. You don't want your feet wider. That's just for weight distribution and everything like that. What you want is what I did to add into it is you want your weight more on your front foot, which is different than any other golf swing you make.
Yeah,
Definitely. A lot of people don't associate that, but you want your weight on your front foot and you want to keep it there. Probably even at some points, maybe about 80% of your weight. You want those, and that way. You know, that way you won't hit the ground behind the ball. It's almost making sure. Just keep working on that. Basically, this is a lot just hearing it, hearing the clip, hearing the, you know, taking the divot and feeling that.
Yeah.
Is basically all you want to do pretty much, and that weight on the left side, obviously. Perfect. All right, Jared, so what degree wedge do you have that chipping with?
I have a 56 degree.
That's perfect. So that'll be your sand wedge.
Would you want to say watch? Yeah.
Okay, so just chip a few, just pretty much think about a 10-yard chip shot. So just pretty much back to your kneecap for the most part. Don't take too full of a swing. Now, what would you say is your problem with chipping? Would you say chunking it?
I'd say definitely chunking it. I get a little nervous.
Okay.
And, you know, I tend to maybe decel a little bit and hit the ground behind it.
Okay. It's definitely a common mistake. So that's a common mistake. Pretty much, for the most part, I think decel is, you know, maybe you're coming, I think the biggest thing of that is just no confidence. You're kind of deceling a little bit. And maybe you bring it back a little bit too far on the backswing. So you get back there and you kind of think, I have to slow this down, you decel, and everything tenses up. So I think the biggest thing is I want to see you take a little bit shorter of a backswing. So if you're coming back here, maybe just shorten up to maybe halfway. So you know, you can even do it a little bit more so and kind of exaggerate it to start with, just so you can feel that acceleration through it instead of what you normally do is back here and kind of decel. So just try to come back, you know, a little bit shorter and just really accelerating through that. So just keep working on that, trying to accelerate through the ball. You definitely want to come back a little bit shorter than you were. Just really feel like you're accelerating. If you know, it might feel a little weird, like you're trying to like muscle through the ball at first, but it definitely looks a lot better, and you're definitely already improving. Now, what do you say your biggest weakness is?
Probably inconsistent stroke.
Okay, so you're saying you slap at it most of?
Yeah,
most of the time?
that's the word I was looking for, actually.
Okay, perfect. So let's make a few strokes. We'll see if you make a few. Okay. We definitely make them, but I can see how that could get inconsistent. So that's what your biggest problem is, consistency, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
You just have to get consistency on the length of your stroke and make it what it is. It's a stroke and not a hit. I think you're thinking too much of you just take it back and hit the putt to where you want to go, rather than just basically taking the ball out of play and just making a stroke back and through. So
that's all.
I'm going to take the ball away from you and basically pretend this is the ball and just what I want you to do is just, in your head, think of a pendulum clock, just tick tock, and just back and through. Have that momentum take over, and that's the judge of how far you want to hit it.
Okay.
Instead of just taking it back and using pure strength to hit it, you want that, just the momentum of the swing to hit it as far as you want to hit it. If you guys, want to purchase one of these for your house in the cold weather, it really helps because just it narrows your focus down to this, this little strip, and if you make the slightest mistake, it'll tell you by hitting off. Just hit a few more putts, just feeling that tick-tock will tell you if you slip up. If you're practicing these short putts, maybe put a little pressure. So say I want to make 3 in a row. So if you make 2 in a row, to make that third, you're gonna have a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
And that's how you can build confidence, on the practice green instead of just putting without a care.
One more good one. You got it in me, John. I'll tell you, I feel it.
It looks hard. I mean,
Feels
you're going to
good.
be making some putts. You're definitely going to be breaking 80 soon, and definitely get to that next step. What would you say your weaknesses are of putting? Would it be short putts, lag putts?
Definitely short putts, just having confidence over short putts.
Okay. So do you think 3 putting is a problem? If you could improve, maybe,
I'd say within 5 feet, if I could get confidence over those kind of putts, then
right.
you can get
You'd
shoot.
say maybe 5 or 6 strokes, and that could bring you down to low 70s where you're probably trying to get.
Exactly.
Okay, so make a few strokes. I'm not sure if you really know, but would you say that you miss more putts to the left or right? What would be your problem, push or pull? I mean, sometimes it's tough with the green to really know what you're doing.
I'd say probably. I'd probably push more putts than I pull.
Okay. I almost feel like it's too loose on the club. You want, like you said, tension creeps in, and that can definitely result in a push because tension. You don't release that putter head, and you push it out and miss those short putts. So just try to loosen up that grip. Feeling the looseness all the way up your arms and your elbows, and just
relax.
Yeah, just basically a relaxed stroke, and it starts in the hands for the most part. I would just say, while you're watching that, hold your putter and grip it and release it a bunch of times, and feel that softer grip and softer feeling in the forearms.
Gotcha.
I think that's the biggest key.